Welcome to the In Shape Fitness Show. I'm Kim Watkins, and I will be your trainer. This workout is called Loosen Up. It is a strength and stretching routine that targets your entire body without any impact. So stand up tall, get your shoulders back, and let's march in place to warm up for 30 seconds. Go ahead. Make sure that your shoulders are back, your tailbone is tucked in, you're lifting your knees, alternating your lift, obviously, of your knees, and lifting as high as you possibly can, swinging your arms forward and back. You're about halfway through, just warming up a little bit to get the body ready. We're going to do some fairly controlled and slow-moving postures and exercise moves that, in tandem, strengthen and stretch out and loosen up the major muscles in your body. Okay, now I want you to stand really tall with your feet together and make sure your tailbone is tucked in, your abs are engaged. You're just going to swim with your arms. So you're going to do a kind of a freestyle swim through the air, and that means big, wide circles up through the shoulder joint, back first and then forward, and keep that going. Again, just opening up the back and opening up the shoulder joint, really warming up all the muscles in the top part of your body. And stick with me. We're going to start the formal moves here in just a second. I'm going to tell you how you can get a free Go Band at the end of this workout. So stay with me through this workout. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, the first official move, is called a modified frog squat. And what you're going to do is you're going to hinge at your hip. Your feet are together. You're going to hinge at your hip and lean over, placing your hands on the floor in front of your feet. Now, lower your butt so that you're down into a frog squat position. And then exhale, lift your butt by straightening your legs, and then slightly push off with your fingertips so that you stand all the way back up. Okay, let's start with 30 seconds for that move. It's called a modified frog squat. Lean over, put your hands down on the floor. Feel that stretch down the back of your leg, and then lower your butt by bending your knees. Really get the stretch all through your glutes and your back. When you can sit all the way down into the floor, your heels are going to probably come up off the floor, which is perfectly fine. But eventually, if you are fully flexible, you'll be able to get your butt all the way down next to your heels and kind of hug your knees into a complete frog squat move. So let's just keep going with this. Got a couple more that you can probably do in the next 10 seconds. Very good. Remember to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take it real slow. You really want to accentuate the feeling that you're getting as you elongate the muscles, stretching them out and keeping them really loose. So that's the goal of this workout, not really we're strengthening your muscles in the process, because obviously when you have to come up from the squat, you shift your weight to your heels and you have to push down, and that means you have to lift up using the strength of your glutes and your quads and such. But at the end of the day, what I want you to feel is really energized when you finish this workout. All right, let's keep it going. Now we're going to do a formal frog squat, which means you're not going to come all the way back up for that last part of the motion. So go ahead and put your hands on the floor. You're leaning down again, and you're going to lower your butt down to the frog squat. Then straighten your legs and lift your butt up, and then lower your butt back down, and then lift back up. And keep that motion going fairly slowly at first. And in a couple of seconds, we'll start picking up the pace to add a little bit of dynamic movement to get your heart rate up a little bit. It is, after all, still a workout, and you are going to want to start picking up the pace now. We've got about 10 seconds left. Again, this is called a frog squat. Just looking down the list of exercises we're doing today, a lot of them have names of animals. It's kind of funny. You've got 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. Very good. Okay, now you're going to be down on the floor. We're going to do a traditional yoga pose called the cat camel. So go ahead and put your hands on the floor right underneath your shoulder joints, and your knees are on the floor directly underneath your hips. And then take a deep breath in. As you exhale, drop your head like a bowling ball, round up your spine, curl up your spine so that you elongate the spine as much as possible, getting some distance between each of the vertebrae, making yourself the scared cat, if you will. And now exhale again and lift your head and chest. Arch your back now so that it goes concave. It dips down, arching, then squeezing, contracting that lower back. Take a deep breath again. Drop your head like a bowling ball one more time. Round up your spine. Try to get the spine even higher up in the air as possible, as high as you can, without shrugging your shoulders. Try to keep your shoulders pretty stable. And last time, exhale one more time, lift your head and your chest and contract your lower back. Really squeeze those muscles in your lower back, which gives you a little bit of a stretch down the front of your torso. If you've noticed that you lift your head and your chest far enough, you'll feel that ab stretch a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. We're going to do something I call a dynamic dog, which is essentially downward facing dog and upward facing dog, but we're going to move in a fairly quick fashion. Okay. So go ahead. Your hands are on the floor. Perfect. They should be on the floor. And now you're going to lift your knees up so that your feet are on the floor about shoulder width apart into a pike position or downward facing dog. Your heels are probably not on the floor, which is fine. What you want to do is, eventually you might be able to get your heels on the floor and feel that really good calf stretch and the stretch at the back of your legs, but you're probably still feeling a hamstring stretch even with your heels off the floor, which is likely due to the fact that you probably have weak and tight hamstrings, as most people we see at InShape have. Most people that work every day and, kind of hang around on the couch at night, especially, it just happens because your seated position means that the hamstring is in its shortest position for the entire part of your day. So getting it to stretch out is sometimes really, really difficult. All right, now let's put 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to do this dynamic dog. You're going to be in the pike position. You should be still, and then lower your butt and swing your hips up underneath your shoulders for upward facing dog, looking out straight in front of you. And then go back to the pike position or downward facing dog. And back to upward facing dog. Again, you're going to sort of shift your weight a little bit forward as you go to upward facing dog. Your toes, your foot position flips so that you're resting on the tops of your feet. And then you go back to gripping the floor with your toes as you're in downward facing dog. Do one more. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, now turn yourself onto your back. Lay down on the floor, on a mat or rug or wherever you are, on the grass maybe, and hug your knees. All right, just hug your knees real tight. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, extend your legs straight out. Try to keep your feet off of the ground. A little bit of a crunch in that position, if you will, a little bit of an ab work. Now bring your knees back in. Give yourself another big, big hug. Hold it for a second. Take one deep breath. And then exhale again. Stretch those legs all the way out. Really control. Point your toes. You're kind of a ballerina getting ready here for a big performance. And you really want to just get in touch with everything that you're feeling. All the blood that's flowing through your body right now. Really, really energizing everything that is moving a working part. All of the major muscles in your hips and in your abs, up and down your back, obviously down your legs. Bring the knees in one more time. Another big, big hug. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, good. Now put your hands behind your head. Your knees are bent and turn your knees, both knees over to the right side. We're going to do some left side crunches, but really, really focus on, even if you have to take one hand and your right arm, your right hand rather, and pull on your left knee so that your knees are really, really close to the floor, because I want you to feel that stretch down the left side of your leg and in your left glute. But we're going to do some side crunches in the process. So take a deep breath in, exhale, lift up. 15 seconds on the left, and then we'll do 15 seconds on the right. Good. Very good. Focus on squeezing those side abs and pulling the left knee down and out and sort of away from your hip joint in order to get that stretch in down the left side of your body, which you're really stretching out here. And you can even straighten your legs a little bit if you want to do it even more, is the IT band. All right, which gets really tight as well from lack of movement, basically. Okay, let's switch sides. So now your knees are going to turn over to the the left side of the body so that we can focus on the right side abs. And exhale, lift up. Remember to pull that knee down as hard as you can, but not forcefully, gently, but control it and pull as hard as you can. Exhale, a couple more crunches, lift up, focusing on those right side abdominals, right at the part of the rib cage that really connects the side of your body to the front of your body. Awesome. Very, very good. Okay, now stretch your legs all the way out. Put your hands over your head. Take a deep breath. This in and of itself is a really fabulous abdominal stretch. And take a deep breath, one more deep breath. As you exhale this time, lift your entire torso up. Sit up real tall. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings start to engage, and then bend over, hinging at your hip. Keep your back straight. Try to touch your toes. And if you don't touch your toes, that's fine. If you can't do it, don't force it. Just touch the shin or even the knee. You just want to feel really good stretch out in the back of the leg. All right? And slowly roll back. We're going to do 2 more of these. It's called a roll up. You see it on the InShape website because you print out one of the quick sort of references of the moves that we're doing. This is the roll up. And now do one more. Take your time. Really want to, as you roll back, you want to hit the floor with one vertebra at a time. That's real important. It's the control that gets you the most mileage in terms of your effort for exercise. Really focus on squeezing those abdominals, rolling the body back slowly. You force those muscles to work even harder. It's really, really fabulous feeling. Okay, now stand up for me. We're going to do 4 more moves in the standing position, and then you will be done. Very good. Okay, so the first one is a chair squat. So I'm going to have you stand up, press your knees together, extend your arms forward and out from your body like you're saluting the sun. Now sit down and back into an imaginary chair, making sure that your knees don't go past the tips of your toes. This is your chair squat. Now really press your knees together like you have one leg, and stand up slowly and then back down. We're going to do this for another 25 seconds. So get comfortable with this very uncomfortable position. But it's really, really, really so great for while you're extending your arms up, which is in and of itself kind of a great stretch for the side of your body, because you don't generally stand or do anything with your arms sort of in that forward position, extended in front of you above your heart level. But we're also really working the quads and the glutes and your hamstrings, the hip flexors as you sit down into that chair squat. You've got 5 more seconds, almost finished here. And stand back up. Good. Okay, now plant your feet double shoulder width apart with your toes out. Okay, we're going to do a move that involves some rotation through your waistline, which is something we haven't done yet, but I want to make sure that we get a little bit of a stretch with the torso in terms of the rotating movement. So what you want to do is put your left hand on your hip. Your right hand, you're going to hinge at your hip, lower your body torso down so that your right hand touches your left foot. And as you come up, pretend that you're starting a lawnmower. You're going to pull up and around until you're twisting at your waist level, twisting at your waistline until you can turn around and see behind you, but your legs don't move. Okay, try that again. Reach down with your right arm, your right hand, touch your left foot, and as you come up, pull like you're pulling a lawnmower, like one of those old traditional lawnmower machines. You're starting it and you pull back and around, give it a little bit of power, back down, touch your foot again, pull back up and twist around, and back down and pull up and twist around. All right, let's do the other side. Put your right hand on your right hip and reach down with your left hand to the right foot, and pull up and twist around. And again, do a couple more of those. Got about 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Okay, now let's do a plie squat. Get the inner thigh. Really, really good work on the inner thigh with the plie squat. So bring your hands into prayer position if you'd like, or you can extend them out to your sides or even put them on your hips if you really want. But inhale, lower your butt down. And as you exhale, squeeze your butt muscles and feel that really great inner thigh stretch, and lift back up as you exhale. All right, let's do that for 30 seconds. This is the plie squat. Aptly named, I guess, because actually this isn't really true. A plie in ballet is not at all like this, but